I'm going to go through some sort of useful tips when you are doing sort of video editing, which is nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly talk to you first about keyboard shortcuts and what they mean, basically. So obviously, as you know, video editors and film editors, you know, a lot of anything to make our process quicker is welcomed, because you know it's a very sort of lengthy practice of reviewing the footage, organizing the project before you even start editing, and then when you're actually in the thick of editing, it obviously speeds up your workflow. So if you go up to the Premiere Pro tab, and you go into keyboard shortcuts, as you can see, this basically brings up an entire sort of key sort of layout for what all the tools do and sort of why they're useful. Now, as you can see here, I've got a keyboard layout preset, which is called Rory keys. And basically the reason I've done that is because this is mine. You know, I've been using this tool for a really long time, so I like to set up mine in a way that suits my workflow to make it faster. But what you can actually do is, say if you, like me, will learn on a different editing tool, what you can actually do is you can set that. So originally when I was at university, I learned on Final Cut Pro 7. So if you're coming into this tool, they've actually made it really handy for users of the different editing tools to actually be able to just work within this framework and you know, feel comfortable within it. So you've got the Final Cut Pro 7 keys there. So look, if I change that, it changes all the keyboard shortcuts within Premiere. And then also they've got Avid Media Composer 5, which is another tool that I used to use. And then obviously you've got the Adobe Premiere Pro defaults, which looks like this. Or you can have, you know, your own keys. And basically down here, this is where you can type in a name of something. So here's everything, you know, all these can be keys, all these different things, you know, exporting frames, expand all tracks, multicam cameras, all of that type of stuff. You can set all of this yourself. Now, it's always good to obviously remember and just get used to it. You know, I commonly recommend that if you're starting from scratch, you just work within the basic Adobe Premiere Pro keys. And then as you move forward in your careers, you'll be able to adapt these keys to, you know, the type of work you're doing and the workflow you use. You know, if you're not someone who uses multicam footage a lot and works with that, you're not going to need certain tools that are, you know, specific for the multicam editing, right? So those are the keyboard shortcuts, and there's some, you know, really good ones here. Like I like to have the G as my add edit, so I'll just quickly show you what that does on my timeline.